U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
911.
The world-famous Apollo Theater invites you and your family to celebrate the holidays next Saturday, December 15th at the free Coca-Cola Winter Wonderland under the famous Apollo marquee. It's free fun for the whole family with giveaways, choirs, picture-taking with Santa Claus, and more. While you're there, purchase your family price tickets for the December 15th Amateur Night Holiday Special, featuring the Stars of Tomorrow winners and special guest recording artist OMG Girls. On December 20th, Sweet Honey in the Rock share music from many faiths around the globe at their Celebrating the Holy Days concert. Finally, the Apollo's annual Kwanzaa celebration returns December 28th. For details, visit apollotheater.org. Holidays at the Apollo is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
With today's unpredictable economy, it's become quite strenuous for millions of jobless Americans to keep their heads above water. Yet as strenuous as it is for the average American, what about the formerly incarcerated American? Well, this is just how strenuous it can be. Recent national surveys indicate that the unemployment rate among the formerly incarcerated 1 year after release may be as high as 60%. However, fortunately, there's Fortune Society. For nearly half a century, the Fortune Society has proudly assisted formerly incarcerated men and women in the New York City area. The Fortune Society's initiatives include housing, education, employment, and substance abuse treatment, which have reinvigorated the lives of many. If you or a loved one have recently been released from prison and are actively seeking to fully reintegrate into society, visit fortunesociety.com for more information.
Did you know that 20 to 25% of the homeless population in America suffers from some sort of mental illness? Mental illness is the third largest cause of homelessness among single adults in the U.S. Substance abuse is also both a cause and a result of homelessness in this country. Both illnesses are problems that plague people in the Harlem community. Organizations in Harlem like Western United provide the homeless who suffer from mental illness and substance abuse issues with housing, but their clients need continued treatment to heal. For more information on how you can help Western United help those who can't mentally or physically help themselves, visit westernunited.org. That's westernunited.org. Rebuilding lives and strengthening communities.
Good morning, Harlem. Welcome to a Monday morning. You're listening to Street Corner Resources Live, and this is your host, Aisha Sekou, and holding me down is Brother Talib Hudson in studio. So we'll be saying good morning to him in a minute. We want you to stay with us. This song was made especially for Street Corner Resources Live. Stop this violence. You can't bring them back.
Choose to stop. We've got to stop this violence. I know you're feeling disrespected because I'm pursue it, no. Don't choose it, no. Don't wanna hear the sound of hey, there's another way, yeah. It's about just walking away. Go ahead and make that choice for only fear. We gotta stop the violence. Stop that, think about that. About to take a life 'cause you can't bring back. Don't do it, no. Don't pursue it, no. Don't choose it, no. Don't wanna hear no sound up. Hey, there's another way, just walking away. Go ahead and make that choice for only fear. We gotta stop the violence.
Good morning. Welcome to Street Corner Resources Live. Who's on the line?
This is Corey.
Good morning, Corey. This is Sister Aisha. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm glad you got my message. You saw it on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. You pay attention. I'm happy. I just wanted to give our listening audience an opportunity to hear about bring us up to date in terms of what's happening. I know that you guys are at court today, and maybe also tell people like where that's going to be and how they can support the Central Park 5. For those that are listening, I just want our listening audience to know that on the line is Corey Wise, who was part of the Central Park 5, young men who were wrongly accused, railroaded into a rape that they did not commit, and were just recently, how long ago, Corey, were found totally innocent of everything because someone confessed to that rape. And so we have to make that real clear to folks. So what's happening today, Corey?
Down at, say about 2:30, 3 o'clock, downtown at Pearl Street.
Pearl Street? Pearl Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the federal building, 18D, in front of Judge Ellis.
In front of Judge Ellis, 18D, yeah. Pearl Street. And
either 18B or 18D.
Okay. And the community can come out?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you all expecting to have happen in the court today?
As usual, my experience with it, as usual, is just a city drag out. That's all.
So you think that they're just going to drag this case out? You all are requesting, though. Let's go back a little bit. You all are requesting to be financially compensated for time spent in jail after being railroaded and wrongly accused of a rape that you all did not commit.
Right.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
And are you saying that the city is dragging it out so that they don't have to be responsible?
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
So what can the community do to support?
So just come out. That's what. Just come out. Let the city know that we the Central Park Fire has supporters out here. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Because they just been dragging it out. So if they don't see no supporters out there,
right?
It just gives them the permission, okay, to continue to drag things out. That's a lot of unneeded depositions and a lot of unneeded is taking place right about now. You know what I mean?
Right. So.
And they just want to drag it out.
So what I'm hearing is that you all want as much community support as possible. I mean, it's been a buzz going on. People have been texting and tweeting about showing up today in court. I won't be able to be there because, I'm in the school, but people have been hitting me on Facebook, sending me texts and tweets, and I figured the part that I could do is try to get more people informed to the fact that you all will be there and that it's open to the community. So, again, you're going to be down at Pearl Street. Is that 18 Pearl Street?
I believe it is.
Okay.
The building right behind other building, so I believe that is.
Okay. And that will be at 2:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to be down there around that time. I'm quite sure they may have a already long line going on over there as it is.
Wonderful. That people are already there.
Hopefully.
Oh, great. Good.
Hopefully.
Good.
I don't know how the weather is right now, but hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think that people are worried about the weather. I think people are getting out. People have been talking about it. It's been the buzz all weekend that people are saying they're getting out there to support the Central Park 5. The community has been out to see the movie, The Central Park 5, and people are very disturbed about the way that you all were wrongly incarcerated. Spent how many years of your life, Corey, in prison?
You can say about 14 for me.
About 14 years.
Yeah, right after the Terriers came out in 13, so you can say about a good 14 for me.
Wow, and so many things has changed in terms of your life. Just 14.
God, dramatically.
What are some of the things that you want community people to know, the impact that wrongful incarceration has had on your life? What would you want the community to know about that?
Just educate your babies about the law, that's all.
Educate your babies, your children about the law. And
the law. In situations, they law to their babies is don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Get beat up, get your jaw broke, whatever it is. Don't say nothing until I'm in your face. To your parent, in other words, until your parent is in your face. Don't say nothing.
So you think the mistake, a big part of what happens is when young people talk without their parents there.
Because they find themselves being under pressure.
Right. So it's best.
Pressure bust fights.
Okay, so just to kind of keep to themselves until their parents arrive and make sure that they have an attorney, someone to represent them. Corey, I would like... go ahead.
Yeah, what you want to say?
No, I'm listening.
No, just in case they don't know what an attorney is, your attorney is your parent, that's all.
Exactly, someone who can represent you.
Right. Somebody that you familiar with their face with. That's all. Don't say nothing. Get your jaw broke, whatever, until you have your parents, somebody that you're comfortable seeing.
And so, you all were kind of forced into talking without representation, according to the documentary.
Right.
And that was a big part of the downfall, that you didn't have proper representation. You didn't know what your rights were. You all were young. Right. So I hear you. Corey, what I'd like to do is make sure, I know we've been talking about you coming on. I'd like to get you and Yusef and Santana and I can't think of the other brothers. And I know Antron doesn't really do interviews, right? Okay, so good. I'd like to get you all to come into studio for an interview, and so we can do that somewhere, maybe next Monday. Let's see. But if we could arrange it, I would love to have you come back to talk more about what once this your court date today, and maybe next Monday you all come into studio and we can talk a lot more about what parents can do, what young people can do, what their rights are, and some of what happened to you all as a result of not knowing those things. Can we try to arrange that for Monday?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they're hearing this over their radio now.
Okay, wonderful. So listen, Corey, I'm going to let you go. You all have a successful day today. I'm with you in spirit.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I will continue to inform people on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be tweeting that you all will be down at the courthouse. Talib Hudson is right here by my side, my co-host, and he's going to make sure that people know exactly where to go to. Okay, to give you all support. Peace and blessings. I want you to have a great day and continue to do things in a great way. Okay?
All right.
Peace and blessings, and we'll talk on Monday, if not before. Okay?
Well, we'll do.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Yes. Good morning. You're listening to WHCR 90.3. FM. This is your host, Aisha Sekou, and my co-host, Talib Hudson, is in studio. And, we're having a good morning, but it's kind of a somber morning in a certain sense. We have 20 young people. 20 young people, I think is the count, dead in Newtown, Connecticut. And somewhere around 8 adults. That's too many. To a manic, crazed gunman. We have to talk about that. We'll be back. And we want to hear from you, our listening audience. Why does it take so long? The president, let me just preface this with this. Respect and love to President Barack Obama. And respect to all of our leaders in the New York community, elected officials. But why does it have to take this kind of killing for the attention to be brought on the fact that we need to do something about these gun laws? Street Corner Resources, my organization, as well as others, have been going. I think I took young people last year. We took young people to that wanted to lobby for stronger gun laws. We took them to the United States House of Representatives to lobby Congresspeople for stronger gun laws, and that was for micro-stamping. We went with New Yorkers Against Gun Violence and some other organizations. And young people were saying, why do we have to go through all of this when they already know? This was one of the questions that young people had. They already know that guns are coming in to communities illegally. They already know that young people are getting killed. Why do we even have to do this? Like, they couldn't understand why adults could not get it, that something needed to be done, that we didn't have to see another child die to understand that legislation that is pending needs to be passed around micro-stamping and around the universal background check. That has not been done. And so our young people are waiting and watching, and they watch as more young people are killed. Anyway, our telephone number here is 212-650-6903. Come on. Where are our politicians? Our kids continue to die in this city and in other cities. How long does it have to take? 212-650-6903. That's Stop This Violence Now. You Can't Bring Them Back by Shaka. Good morning, Talib.
Good morning, Sister Sekou. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just, I don't know. I'm feeling a little out of sorts about all of these babies that were killed in Newtown, Connecticut, and the teachers as well. And I just feel like this kind of thing could have been avoided. That we didn't have to see 20 children dead. I think they're all under the age of 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think all between ages of 6 to 10 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It really hurts my heart. I was watching last night our president on talking about, this will no longer be tolerated, or this can't be tolerated. Well, we tolerated this for far too long, and gun violence, to me, should have been a major part of the presidential agenda. And because we have young people, not just in Newtown, Connecticut. Newtown, Connecticut was a place that didn't deal with a lot of gun violence. But what about a place like Harlem, where a kid is killed every other day? Just about. Or like New York, rather, where young people, I get texts all day long. I don't care what NYPD is saying about what the stats are. We know what is really happening in our community, that every other day around the city of New York, there are young people being killed, shot. And guns are coming into our communities illegally. And that it's probably easier for a kid to get a gun than to buy an Xbox. Yeah. But it's sad.
Yeah.
And that what those mothers and fathers are having to face with burying their children in Newtown, Connecticut, is what parents face here on a regular basis. There have been so many shootings that shootings have become commonplace.
Yeah,
become commonplace, and so has death.
Actually, I was on the train this morning on the way to the studio and overheard some couple of teenagers talking about, they were talking about what they wanted for Christmas and, stuff that people were getting them. And they were talking about they were posting rest in peace messages on Facebook for this kid who had gotten killed over a pair of Jordans. Just in case anyone hasn't seen the people lining up outside of Foot Lockers recently for the release of Jordans. There was a kid, and I didn't ask him for the details.
So there was a kid killed
for his Jordans. But then these teenagers kind of, that the real sad thing about it. I mean the death in and of itself was sad, but what made it even worse was that then they just went on. It was so regular that they were just like, so what kind of Jordans do you want? Well, I don't want the kind of Jordans everybody else has. Oh, well, yeah, my grandma got me a bubble coat.
So they went from, I'm really hearing and feeling what you're saying. They went from talking about a young person being killed for the sneakers to talk about what kind of sneakers they wanted. Almost like as if the death was kind of a part that went along with the whole thing.
Right, as if it's par for the course. It's just, this is just how it is. Wow. And I'm just really sick. I'm just really sick of rhetoric and people saying stuff and not being out there. I'm sick of.
Oh, absolutely. I've had it like up to here. We've been on Occupy the Corners. We've been talking with young people. We've been standing strong with the Reverend Al Sharpton, and I have to say he's been taking leadership in this effort. But we need more. This is not enough.
Right, definitely. And again, you said the Reverend Al Sharpton has definitely taken leadership on this issue. But I got there are other people in our community who are supposed to be community activists and ain't showing up.
No, they're worried about having parties and Christmas and holiday events and that kind of thing.
And I'm tired of community forums, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of meeting to meet. Mm-hmm. Like, unless your community forum is going to give me something concrete that I can walk away with, or unless your community forum is going to have a sizable number of people under 30, under 25 there who are going to share some information, you can keep it. honestly. You know what I mean? And it's because I'm just sick of, you got people, especially for Occupy the Corners, you have folks coming in faithfully down from the Upper West Side, taking the train all the way up Saturday night, and you got folks from around the way who for some reason can't seem to make it out, 4 or 5 blocks, just even for like 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm just sick of it. And everybody wants to, jump on the latest bandwagon on the latest news story, when something happens, whether it's the tragedy going on in Connecticut, people get outraged, with Jordan Davis. I did sign a petition, by the way, on Facebook, to end the stand your ground law, or whether people want to wear hoodies for Trayvon Martin. When the cameras are out there, and there's press to be made, people want to show up. But when it's time to do the hard work, when it's cold outside and when it's raining, people don't want to come out there and stand out there and give up their Saturday night. People don't want to do, put in the hard legwork. And it's just like, when we had the first night of Occupy the Corners, you saw, I remember Inez Dickens was there, Christine Quinn was there, John Lew was there, Scott Stringer was there, Thompson was there, Keith Wright showed up at the end of the Occupy the Corners, Bill de Blasio showed up.
Look, every single politician just about in New York City was on that corner.
On the first night.
29th and 7th, the first night.
Where they at now, though? I mean, no disrespect, but where y'all at? I give credit to Melissa Mark-Riverito. I know she puts in work with the East Harlem Youth Violence Task Force. But, Councilwoman Dickens, where you at? Assemblyman Keith Wright, Bill Perkins, where y'all at?
Well, one of the things I have to say is that Councilwoman Inez Dickens has actually given money to support some of the initiatives to keep young people off the street and away from gun violence. And I guess what we're saying is we're not trying to bash our political leaders, but what we do need is more solid support to eliminate gun violence in our community and to take the guns out of our community. And I don't see enough of that action happening. I mean, all of these events and activities that we do to shed light on the problems in our community, fine. But that is not the thing that's going to make the change. Right. That they have the power of the pen, their voice as political leaders, to make real change in our community and stop these guns from coming in. And I'm just not clear as to why that's not happening.
Right. And like you said, it's not a bashing thing. Like, for example, I support it. I do support President Obama. I voted for him in 2008. I voted for him in 2012. But that doesn't mean that I'm not. That doesn't mean that I can't. That I'm not gonna. That I gotta hold my tongue. On the president himself, because you're the chief executive. You're head of the. You have the Justice Department that's part of the executive branch. Why do we have guns coming up I-95 from southern states that are making it into the city, into the illegal gun market? That is that's interstate commerce. Why don't we have our congressional representatives, though, we have Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand in the Senate. We got Charlie Rangel from Harlem in the House of Representatives, and we got a black president, Barack Obama, in the White House. Why do we have guns getting carried up I-95 from southern states and then making it into the illegal gun market here in Harlem? This is ridiculous. Why does Mayor Bloomberg got to go and talk till he's blue in the face about illegal guns all day? And it's just and again, a person, you may be an elected official in office from Barack Obama down to, I don't care if you're on community boards, 9, 10, and 11, even though they're not necessarily officially elected. But if you're serving the people, you're serving the people. And sometimes the people gotta let folks know when it's time to be accountable and get called on the carpet. This is going on far too long. And it's sickening. It's just really just sickening to me. I'm kind of sick right now with the whole situation.
Well, I always like to, our show is thought-provoking and solution-driven. So, I know folks are asking, like, what could they do? How can we change what's happening? One, that discussion that President Barack Obama said he'd like to have with people who have been working in this arena. Well, we need to have that discussion. I would definitely want Street Corner Resources Live to be a part of that discussion, and not just discussion. You know, we're about solutions, and so we'd like to bring some of our ideas to the table. And so we will do what is necessary to forward that discussion happening, or at least make sure that someone is at the table that can speak to some of the solutions that Street Corner Resources has been pushing for the last close to 10 years now around, guns and solutions to gun violence.
And one of the things that anyone listening can do right now, and Aisha, you've been saying this for I don't even know how many years you've been saying this. The most simple thing you can do right now is when you see someone who looks like they might be under the age of 30, say hi to them when you pass them on the street. If
Talk
you see
to these kids.
Talk to them.
You know, and I know people say that sounds corny, like say hi, but we don't talk to our children. Some parents are living in households with kids who are time bombs, who have anger issues, who are not being hugged and loved and talked to, and they don't hear that kid may have lost 2 or 3 friends to gun violence, because gun violence has become so commonplace. So because they don't talk to their kids,
right,
they don't know what's going on until something happens.
Right.
And we hear from a parent, oh, I didn't know he was that angry, or I didn't know he was involved in that gang, or, it's just, we have to take the time to pay attention to our children.
Right.
And I think what you said is to speak to them is a good thing.
And it's concrete. That's not fluff. That's not, well, we need to have such and such do, somebody do such and such. No, I'm telling you, next time you see a group of brothers on the corner, say, hey, brothers, how y'all doing? Peace and blessings. Y'all feeling all right today? Or even, hey, how's school going? Or, maybe someone might have some kind of adverse reaction or some kind of adverse response. So what? Like who's the adult in the situation? And it's time for adults to start being adults. And a lot of people I've talked to, my friends and such, say, well, we need more mentors. Well, then ask yourself that question. First of all, go ahead and talk to young folks. Then ask yourself, are you mentoring? One of my friends, Joe Rogers, who is just a tremendous community leader, with total equity now, and has literacy across Harlem. One question that Joe's always saying is, are you mentoring?
Because mentoring is an ongoing thing. It's and it's lifelong. We can give supporting and lend an ear and take the time to be with young people. I'm just a little taken aback by some of the community groups, though, that could be doing more, and we're worried about parties and who's going to be at the party and, all of that, and we have all of these other things going on that need much more attention.
Right.
So I would say get your head out of the sand. There are some serious things going on, and we need to deal with them. We really, really do. We need to deal with them. And these organizations that you say that this is what you want to do, then get about the business of doing it. Get about the business of doing it. Political leaders, we need to see you support legislation for stronger gun laws. I'm going to go in myself and talk with a few of you, particularly my Assemblyman Keith Wright and Senator Perkins. We need to see more happen, and not enough is happening. Gun buybacks are good. I understand they had one in Brooklyn. I've been emailed about 5 times about that, and I thank you for that, for the gun buybacks. But we need more. We need more. We need NYPD to take an even stronger stance in the selling of guns in our community, and in terms of a stronger stance in terms of eliminating the selling of guns in our community. And we know that with good police work, that you can find out where those guns are coming from and how they're getting into our community. And, I have to give a big up to NYPD, one, for the gun buybacks and some of the work where guns have been recovered, Street Corner Resources and Harlem Mother Save. We've done gun buybacks, but we need more. We can't stop. We can't stick our chest out for a few wins when we turn around and we have a shooting. When was that kid shot? Talib, over the sneakers.
Must have been recent. Again, I don't know all the details because it was a conversation I overheard, but it seemed like it was a fresh situation. And I do have to give credit to the NYPD. I have a colleague in the NYPD who did say they know where a lot of the guns are coming from, but they don't have jurisdiction outside of New York, outside of if it's NYPD outside of New York City, outside of New York State. They can't go down to these other states, whether it be Virginia, South Carolina, or Texas, where you might have these the gun shows or other places to go. I mean, they just don't have that jurisdiction legally.
Right.
That's why you have a federal government to deal with federal issues that cross state lines, and so we need leadership to step up and stop talking and start doing.
Right. We expect more action.
Yes.
Because people can run their mouth all day long, take the photo op, take the picture with the kids, and that's nice. We want to document, but we don't want to get caught up in the wrong things. Let's keep the focus on trying to get these guns off the street.
Right.
Because we shouldn't have to hide our kids from the street to be safe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's nice to create events and places for young people to be and things for them to do, but we should also have safe streets for real.
Yeah.
And that guns should not be in the hands of our children, and death should not become commonplace in the lives of our young people and the lives and spirit and mind of our young people. They just say, oh, did you know somebody died today? And that's it. Like, oh, and it could be their best friend, but they say it like it's like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah. So we have some work to do, and Street Corner Resources will continue to keep the commitment to stay at the forefront, even when people can't see it, because we catch hell. Sometimes, you're always talking about the kids, you're always talking about what's going on. Well, we have to. Good morning. Welcome to Street Corner Resources Live. Who's on the line?
Good morning, Aisha Sekou, and good morning to your guest, the brother on the panel. This is Omar calling from the village of Harlem.
Good morning, Omar. I'm going to ask you to go straight to your point for the sake of time.
I'm listening. I'm listening to what the brother is saying, and he's making a whole lot of sense. I just want to relate something to you very quickly, and this is probably someone you know. It's my daughter-in-law. She was working at the Bread and Roses school up here in Harlem.
136th Street.
Exactly. She recently went down to Georgia, and she's working in a small town. I don't want to mention small town, in a school. She's teaching down there. She said, I spoke to her when this incident happened because I listened to one of the teachers who was on the TV, and it reminded me of her.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to go straight to the incident.
She said that there's more guns down there. She had a premonition something like that was going to happen in her school down there. Everybody has a gun. It's like two different countries. Up north, they have laws. Down south, everyone, their great-great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather has guns. That's a part of the American culture. And the bottom line is, listen, we've seen this movie before too many times, over and over and over again, okay? When you start killing your babies, okay, and one of them was a young black child from the Brother Green, who's a jazz musician, and he was on the internet thanking people for their condolences and whatnot. But the bottom line is, you say where are the guns going to come up? There's too much money involved in this. These politicians, if you listen to what the president said last night on C-SPAN at the memorial service, he says we failed our children. We failed them. We as parents and grandparents have failed them. Now we got to pass the laws. If Congress wants to give us a president for Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday we celebrate, just sacrifice their Christmas break or their holiday break and pass laws saying enough is enough. We're going to stop this.
That's right. Thank you for
the
that.
same way they did when they were shooting those kids back in my youth in Kent State University. I don't know if you remember that incident.
I remember.
And when they saw those kids being slaughtered, and these were college kids, white America, black America got up as one and said, enough is enough already, okay? And
Thank you.
This is what we have to do.
Thank you.
I begged you, Aisha, many times, why don't you run for political office? Same way your mother was trying to tell you. We need people, no, you're laughing. We need people like yourself to stop all of this stuff. And until people of your ilk will get out there and do it, it's not going to be done. And to the brother who's saying, well, where were the people around the corner? Many of us are old-line civil rights, black power advocates from back in the day. Many of us can't go out there, but we do send checks. We do send our children. We do send representatives to represent us. In other words, our checkbooks are open. You know that, Aisha.
Yes.
Okay, so don't just say, well, where were they? A lot of us are up in age now. A lot of us can't do it the way we did it back in the day. But it don't mean that we're not with you, brothers. And when you say Bill Perkins, what is he doing? He's working with the criminal institutions now, trying to get those laws passed. If you listen to BAI and Eddie Ellis and them, brothers who have been in jail for 25, 30 years, who are in the community doing things now. So when you say where's so and so and so, you can't be an octopus and be into everything. But we do try to support everybody.
But you know what? We do know that we have an issue in our community with these guns, and we have to do something about it.
There is too many guns, but even if we clamp down right now, do you realize you have more guns? I mean, excluding the Army and the policemen who have a right, to carry these weapons. You have more weapons in this country than you have men, women, and children. And
I'm going to have to let that be the last
same
word.
thing happened in Quebec last year when they killed all these kids in the school. It happened in Moscow. This is a worldwide epidemic.
That's right. I'm going to have to let that be the last word. Stefan, love you.
Okay, I got that off my chest. Brother, listen, we're with you. We're with you. Trust me.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Listen, I don't want you. Listen, I hear the same conversations on the bus in the metro that you do.
I gotta go, Stefan. Thank you so much. Let's go
and you know my
this good work
by now, and I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I love you back. Thank you. Peace and blessings. All right, that's our brother Stefan Omar. I know that our community is full in terms of all of this violence, and we have to stop this violence now. We're going to come back with a quick update, about a 2-minute update with FEMA, and find out what's happening in our communities. As a matter of fact, we're not even going to take a break. Let's go straight to the update. Brother Victor Inge is here from FEMA, and why don't you just kind of give us a compressed update in terms of what's happening and what are the major things that you need the community to know.
Well, good morning. And first, let me say I'm speechless and sort of blown away. I'm a father. I have children, and I have not seen them in 5 weeks. And to see something of that magnitude sort of left me speechless. But, we're here. We're still here 6 weeks after the storm. And our primary charge is to get people who have been displaced from their homes back into their homes, hopefully as soon as possible. One of the things that's new is at the request of the state, we've extended our transitional sheltering assistance program. That's the one, Talib, where we pay for hotel expenses for families to have a safe and sanitary place to live. And the other is...
so that means that people can actually have an extension on the current housing that they have that's being supported and paid for by FEMA.
Absolutely. This is a short-term program, but that
and that will be... That extension is for how long? I just want to make sure our listening audience is clear about that.
To January 12th.
Okay.
All right. Another thing is if you're still displaced, there are other options available. The STEP program, which was implemented by the city. And if you live in Suffolk County and you can't get into your home, call 211. If you live in Nassau County and you have some basic problems that are prohibiting you from living in your home, call 888-684-4267. And New York City residents should call 311. So.
Okay. And are there the contact information for FEMA if people still need to file complaints, that kind of thing?
If you need to register or to get back in touch with us after you received something that you weren't sure about, call 1-800-621-3362. We need you to register for disaster assistance. And if you received an SBA low-interest disaster loan application, we need you to fill that out and return it, which doesn't obligate you to accept the loan, but it provides an opportunity to be referred back to us.
Okay. I want to thank you, Brother Victor, for coming in and giving us this update on FEMA. I promised young people at Harlem Renaissance High School, they did a remix on the Stop This Violence Now, and I promised them that it would be played this morning. So these last 3 minutes, I have to make sure that it is played. Big shout out to Harlem Renaissance High School. Big thank you to the Street Corner Resources I Am Peace Project Music Studio, funded in part by Councilwoman Inez Dickens.
When they write, anger growing inside, no dagging in time. Heart cold, feel wrong, it's destroying the mind. Every day I wake up with that positive mind, and I try to speak wisdom, give my positive vibe. I'm challenged every day by negativity. Why? That I learn how to deal with every day of my life. Every time I try and pray, the devil trying to attack, and I look towards the hill and speak it, devil get back. Stop the violence, let the mind elevate to the sky. Stop the violence, let the mind elevate to the sky.
Think about that. Doesn't take a life that you can't bring back. Don't do it, no. Don't pursue it, no. Don't choose it, no. Don't wanna hear that.
Try to follow the path of the streets, because that life ain't sweet. You could get taken off your feet. There's more to life than selling that white, because when you're sitting in that cell, you gon' be tight. Your mom is right, so listen and stay in school. That's what's cool. Without that, you are a fool. Sometimes you gotta think about the whole picture, because wrong choices could have your whole family miss ya.
De Alex. No quiero odio. Lo que quiero es alegría, me levanto en la mañana con la mente positiva, sin pararle a nada, porque sé que la violencia un día más para. Me pongo feliz cuando veo los niños jugar, porque sé que una bala perdida su futuro no le va a frenar. Por eso no quiero violencia en la sociedad, no quiero violencia en la sociedad.
So stop that, think about that. Doesn't take a life that you can't bring back. Don't do it, no. Don't pursue it, no. Don't choose it, no.
Good morning. Welcome to Street Corner Resources Live. It better be quick.
Yes, peace, Sister Aisha. Did you know that they're giving free food stamps to people in certain areas of Coney Island, Rockaway, Red Hook? You just have to go in and apply in Brooklyn.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. I thank you for that information. Now, where should they apply?
Well, they have to go in. Tuesday is the last day. 495 Claremont Avenue at Atlantic. The C train to Clinton and Washington.
495.
Bring their ID.
Okay, and they'll be able to get food stamps without a whole lot of
without a whole lot of mess. If they got any receipts that they spend food or anything clothes, bring that.
Okay.
And it's crazy, but nobody knew. They didn't push it.
Okay. Well, we thank you. Thank you for informing our community. Have a peaceful and blessed day. That's definitely vital information. So thank you for keeping it right here at Street Corner Resources Live. Peace and blessings. Peace.
Thank you. You too.
Mm-hmm. All right. right. You've been listening to Street Corner Resources Live. Our time is up. The next voice you'll hear will be that of Brother Leroy. Again, I want to say thank you. Big shout out to Dawn Landis, who has been the engineer, is the engineer in our Street Corner Resources I Am Peace music studio at Harlem Renaissance High School. And big shout out to our principal, Nadav Zimmer, and our assistant principal, Ahmed Edwards, for allowing young people just to be in studio, you know, making good music. And they made this piece, and I'll play it again on our way out. And it's the remake of Stop This Violence Now. You got to stop this violence now. We promote peace. Please promote peace as well. And I want you to be mindful, even if the mind is full. And don't forget to sign the petition. Rashida, don't forget to sign the petition. We have the petition where we have to ask for the eliminate the stand your ground law. And that's under causes at causes.org. So we need you to sign the petition. Peace and blessings.
I'm here at Harlem Renaissance High School. I'm collaborating with the students and Amos. I am peace. Cheer. Yo, 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 yo. Young heart so cold, no value in life. Cause they feel so low, feel wrong when they right. Anger growing inside, no dagging in time. Heart cold, feel wrong, it's destroying the mind. Every day I wake up with that positive mind, and I try to speak wisdom, give my positive vibe. I'm challenged every day by negativity. Why? That I learn how to deal with every day of my life. Every time I try and pray, the devil try and attack, and I look towards the hill and speak it, devil get back. Stop the violence, let the mind elevate to the sky. Stop the violence, let the mind elevate to the sky.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
It's WHCR's annual holiday party fundraiser on Friday, December 21st. Party time is 6 p.m. with some of WHCR's hottest DJs who will keep you dancing to some of the best house music in New York City. WHCR's annual after-work holiday party fundraiser will be held at Image Nation's Raw Space, located at 2031 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, between 121st and 122nd Streets. Admission is only $10 at the door, and there will be a cash bar. It's WHCR's annual holiday party fundraiser on Friday, December 21st from 6 p.m. to midnight. Image Nation's Raw Space is available for your next event. For more information and rental rates, visit imagenation.us and click on Raw Space, then choose Rentals.
Greetings, this is Honey from Harlem 411. Tune in to Harlem 411 Friday nights at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for information on health, education, housing, community events, and more. Harlem 411 serves information to you with the opportunity to call in with your questions. Harlem 411, produced to serve the community's needs. Let us serve you with information. Friday night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Harlem 411.